Dream logic explains nothing. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 things that make absolutely no sense on Pretty Little Liars. For this list, we're looking at parts of Pretty Little Liars that just don't add up, and this is not simply limited to plot holes. Number 10, Mona strolls back to Rosewood High School. Towards the end of season 2, Mona is revealed as A, the person who has been harassing the liars.
You didn't call Hannah, did you? Because you're A.
While the teenager's crimes, at the time, just fell short of murder at the very least, Mona had psychologically tortured the liars as well, stalking them for 2 whole seasons.
Congratulations, Spencer. You figured it out.
Like pretty much everyone in Rosewood, Mona is sentenced to Radley Sanitarium rather than an actual prison, but the failed murderer is allowed back to school within a year.
Hello, Aria.
Remember, this was the same high school that Mona's victims attended.
I'm better now.
Number 9, Rosewood's oblivious and incompetent parents. The liars' parents are largely relegated to being minor characters. Now, nearly all of the adults make some questionable decisions along the way, even if the absolute worst brain farts are mostly left to Byron.
She asked me for space.
She moved out. How much more space does she need?
However, the greatest act of negligence is the parents' seemingly unified resolution to put no effort into protecting their children. Rosewood is known for having the occasional break-in or disappearance, but apparently that is not a good enough reason to install a security system or to even consider moving to a new town.
Look, we know you're here. We heard you.
Seriously, how many missing teenagers have to be unearthed before someone installs an alarm?
There are police right outside who cannot hear us.
Why didn't any of us bring a phone?
Okay, let's find another way out.
Number 8, what happens to Shana isn't investigated. After multiple attempts to kill the liars, Shana's death at Arya's hands is not met with a passionate cry for justice.
Hey, Shana!
Even though Arya had very little choice in the matter, as Shana was on the verge of eliminating the rest of the liars, the murder should still have resulted in an investigation.
She's dead.
Pretty Little Liars goes out of its way to show Shana's funeral and family, so there were people who existed that would have been interested in an investigation. In all fairness, Shana is not from Rosewood and dies in New York, so maybe the investigation never reached the liars. That said, Arya tries and fails to find any news. Number 7, the police failing to realize Charlotte's true identity.
From the moment Mom brought you home, I never left your side.
Quite a few Pretty Little Liars head-scratchers can be traced to one specific episode, Season 6's Game Over Charles. Along with being revealed as A, Charlotte explains that she was born as Charles Drake and spent around 7 years at Radley.
Wait, so Charles is Cece, but Cece is Charlotte?
This was a huge shock for everyone involved. However, Charlotte had already been arrested by this point, so Rosewood's finest should have long since learned that Charlotte is actually Charles.
We also have an eyewitness that can place you at the scene. We're just waiting for him to come in to ID you.
This inconsistency can be chalked up to Rosewood's police force refusing at any time to be one step ahead of the liars.
What does that have to do with Wilden?
Maybe nothing. Maybe everything. You're the cop. That's for you to figure out.
Number 6, Tippis' song and Spencer's revelation. Pretty Little Liars has no qualms with defying logic, but one of the show's sillier moments almost makes no sense. While visiting her grandmother in Georgia, Alison spent a lot of time dialing a phone number in the presence of Tippy, the family bird.
Come get this bird, Hannah. It's driving me crazy.
Amazingly, Tippy memorizes the dial pattern and begins endlessly repeating it. Even more incredible is that Spencer somehow realizes Tippy is singing a phone number.
Hannah, it's not a song that Tippy's singing. It's a phone number.
Tippy does throw in a hello at the end, but that is still a mighty huge leap for Spencer to make. Probably the most frustrating part of this entire plot point is that it doesn't really amount to much.
Did Allie know anybody from there?
I don't know. I'm guessing that she called her beach hottie board shorts, like obsessively from Georgia, and that's how Tippy learned this number.
Number 5, Charlotte Drake is prom queen for a high school she did not attend.
Don't be so dramatic, Allie. Cece? They're not dead. Yet.
Considering the show's name, anything shared by the characters should be taken with a grain of salt. Charlotte's big reveal as A put to doubt everything known about the character, but certain discrepancies cannot be credited to misinformation.
I know what you're gonna say. It's screwed up that I dated my brother. Did you guys? Okay, that's just sick, Allie. Like I said, it's my brother.
In a throwaway scene in season 3, a Rosewood High School yearbook reveals that Charlotte was crowned prom queen, an achievement further magnified by the fact that Cece never actually attended the school. Although with sneaking in during picture day, Charlotte somehow slipped her details into the system and added a few additional embellishments. How did nobody notice? How did the real prom queen not notice?
Do you even go to school here?
No. But I bet I'll be the prettiest girl in the yearbook.
Number 4, Alison goes missing for 2 years but graduates high school on time. Pretty Little Liars opens 1 year after Alison's disappearance, with the teenager's body being supposedly found at the end of the pilot episode.
I'm sorry. They found Alison's body.
Another year passes before the Liars learn that Alison was still alive but had left Rosewood after receiving threats from A.
Did you miss me?
Eventually, Alison returns to Rosewood High School and, despite missing 2 years, graduates with the rest of the Liars. Technically, Pretty Little Liars does not show the graduation, but Alison is seen starting a new chapter of her life with the rest of the Liars at the end of season 6.
I spent my whole life dreaming about getting away from here. But right now, this is the only place I want to be.
Number 3, what was the point of Sara Harvey?
What's your name?
Sara. I'm Sara Harvey.
Sara was introduced as basically a version of Alison who failed to escape and was captured and kept prisoner for around 2 years by A. In reality, this was all a ruse, as Sara was working with Charlotte the whole time.
Tell me he can never hurt my sister again. Wilton's dead.
Sara gets close to the Liars, ends up falling for Emily, tries to blow up Bradley, but ends up with a punch to the face and burned hands instead.
I tried to keep you safe.
Sara's motives are never explained. Why was she working with Charlotte? Was it all about money? With Sara being unceremoniously killed off in season 7, these questions were left unanswered. Number 2, Radley's staff failing to recognize Charlotte.
I did everything you asked me to.
When Charlotte was revealed as A and Charles, many previous moments were retroactively put into question. At age 7, Charles was institutionalized for several years at Radley. At 12, Cece was let out of the institute just to be readmitted as Charlotte.
When Cece came to Radley, I thought she was Allie. I don't remember what we talked about. It was before they changed my meds.
It is safe to say Radley's staff are pretty familiar with the patient, so it's extra unlikely that, after escaping, Charlotte managed to sneak back into Radley to talk to Mona without anyone being the wiser.
How many times did Cece visit her?
I wouldn't know.
Yes, you would, Ren. You authorized it.
Sure, they gave Charlotte a guest pass, but somebody should have realized that this guest looks suspiciously similar to the escaped patient.
Tell me more about the girls. I need to know everything.
Before we unveil our baffling top pick, here are a few honorable mentions that still don't make any sense.
You are the only man my daughter ever loved.
I would have done anything for Charlotte.
Elliot, you proved that when you married her cousin.
I mean, why didn't you just go to the police? She doesn't want to be found.
There's nothing to be afraid of. It's all just make-believe.
People shouldn't make scary things.
Scary things can sometimes just be fun.
I don't think so.
Give me another pair. There's no prescription in these. What? They're clear. They're fake. She has multiple pairs of fake glasses. God, this girl is fooling everyone.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Alex's reveal as Uber A. Looking to go out with a bang, the Pretty Little Liars series finale introduces Alex, Spencer's previously unmentioned twin sister, as Uber A.
I didn't know about you. I didn't know about Charlotte. I didn't even know about Mary Drake.
Along with trying to replace Spencer, Alex's original motivation is to punish the person who killed Charlotte, a plot thread that is quietly swept under the rug once the popular Mona is revealed as the killer. While the most unbelievable thing about Alex might be her British accent, the fact that a horse and the blind Jenna realized that Alex was pretending to be Spencer while the Liars and Toby remained oblivious was a bit much.
Hi, Toby.
I know this may sound weird, but I don't think Spencer's Spencer.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.